Hello guys, how you doing? Welcome back to our second channel. So, got my cup of tea here, my wife's working, kids have just gone to bed, jobs are good done. So, as you all know guys, I've been on holiday for the last week. It wasn't as restful as I would have liked. I would have liked it a little bit more restful, but then we got 3 children, 2 under 4, so never going to be relaxing, is it? Let's be honest. But I had a great time, and it's nice to be back at work actually. Just catching up this week, remembering what I've got going on, what I've ordered, what I haven't, what I've got to. So just getting back into the swing of it. And yeah, I've been up to see Tom Upton on Monday just to get an update on the kit car. I've been in touch with Mikey. Mikey rang me when I was actually on my way back from Center Parks on Friday, just to give me a little update on where he is with the BMW. And obviously, if you've been looking at my Facebook page, you'd probably see that the Lambo is in a little bit of a sort of dismantled state, although it was. So yeah, this video, guys, is just a little bit of an update. We haven't got any vehicles. It was a bit of a daunting thought while I was on holiday, actually, thinking that all 3 of my cars are off the road. So we haven't been able to give you any footage yet of these cars. Obviously, the idea of this second channel here was to go out in these cars and anything to do with the track days, the cars. That's the idea of the channel, really. So yeah, up until now, it's all work in progress. Next year is going to be the time for this channel, really. But all I can do at the moment is update you on where we are. So let's start off with the BMW, shall we? The E30. So Mikey got in touch with me. He's got the boot hinges, which we've been waiting for about 10 weeks. He's got the boot on. The boot lines up absolutely perfect. He said that the C-pillar kit, we needed to get the boot on because on the M3, the boot overhangs the back. You need to get that in the right position before you put the C-pillar kit on so it all lines up, you get your lines right. Now, Mikey said the C-pillar kit, which is obviously fiberglass, is a bit of a nightmare. So the reason for that, and now we're discovering what Spencer Latham meant. Now he uses the carbon fiber kits, and the reason he uses them is because they're about 1.5 millimeters thick, very thin, and they fit perfectly. So you haven't really got to do any fettling. Whereas the fiberglass, because of the nature of fiberglass, to get the strength, you need the thickness. So you're talking about 4 mil. So obviously there's a lot of grinding, fettling to do to get the thing to sit. But Mikey's not going to do that. We're going to leave that to our painter so he can get that on, fit in nicely before he bonds it. But yeah, Mikey is at the stage now where he's putting the front and rear bumpers on, guys. Now, what we've done is I've took over to him the old bumpers. And inside the old bumpers is basically like a brace, sort of quite a heavy bit. I know we want to keep the weight down, but what we're going to do is we're going to incorporate that into the new fiberglass bumpers so the bumpers fit on like an original mountings, really. That means that we don't have to run any poppers or clips or anything on externally to the bumpers to hold them on. I know it's a bit race car-y, but it just makes it look all a bit more flush and a bit more sort of genuine M3, really. So that's where he is at the moment. But yeah, as I say, he's got the bumper on, so it's all looking absolutely fantastic. And I'm sure it's not going to be too long before Mikey's at the point where he's done, really. And then what we're going to do, have the car back, get it on the ramp, and we're going to dummy fit everything, make sure all the holes are drilled and tapped that we need to, all the fixings are there before we paint it. So that is obviously going to be a good bit of content for this channel. So next, the kit car. Now, been up to see Tom. Tom's been in touch with me anyway last week when I was on holiday. I did tell him to, if he had any issues. And he's actually had the engine in and out 3 or 4 times. Come up against a few problems, not as simple as we thought. Obviously, it's a bigger, wider, taller engine than the Blade, the Blackbird motor. So first thing he's done is obviously had to sort out the engine mountings. Now, we've incorporated the top of the chassis, so we can mount it on all 4 of the engine mounts existing on the engine, rather than the Fireblade before only had the bottom ones. So it's going to be nice and strong. So he sorted that out. When he come to mate it up to the prop shaft, he was about 1/2 inch to 1 inch short before the engine casing contacted with the bulkhead. So he's had to have a spacer made. Thank you very much to Davis and Snell Engineering on the same estate as Tom. He's had a nice spacer made to bring that engine out. So that's all been done. He's had the pedal box out because obviously now we're not using cable clutch, we're using hydraulic. So we need to make it from a pull to a push. We've got the new master cylinder all mounted on there. So he's done all that. Brilliant job. Saves us buying another pedal box. Top job, Tom. He's done the slave cylinder on the engine. We've managed to sort all that out. Exhaust, great news on the exhaust manifold. Same diameter, same fixings. So all we've got to do is space those headers out a little bit and they will go on. So we haven't got to start making new exhaust manifolds. Top job. So yeah, few little issues there. It looks like all of the water inlets and outlets for the radiator to the engine all marry up the same as they did on the blade, because obviously it's Honda, so that's really good. We haven't got to start adapting much on there. And then it's going to be down to Motortech to get the wiring done. Get all obviously the loom at the minute is all connected to the original Blackbird dash, which we obviously want to put it all into the little dash and control panel, etc. So that is a job for Motortech. And then pretty much, guys, that's it. I think what we're going to do, though, taking some advice off people, we're going to take the sump off, maybe get a baffle plate made, good idea, and then we're going to put an AccuSump system on it with a manual valve as belt and braces, really, with a 2 quarts tank if we can. Let me know your thoughts if you've got any sort of experience with them AccuSumps, guys, but it seems to me like it could solve our oil starvation issues, maybe. So that's the kit car really at the moment, guys. Tom says we probably could have that back next week, which is great news. And also what we might have back next week, almost certainly, is the Lambo. Now, if you've been following my Facebook page, either personal or my business one, you will see that the Lambo is up at RE Performance. Ricky up there is giving it a service, MOT. The new Larini GT2 in-canal exhaust with ActiValve, that is going on. We've managed to get a bit of a sponsorship deal from Larini. So top guys there. David has helped me out big time. Obviously, Ricky's going to be fitting it. And if you actually go over to RE Performance's video tonight, which is, Tuesday, you will see my car on there. They've just fitted the exhaust. You'll hear it start up. Sounds mega. And tomorrow, I do believe, they're going to be putting it on the dyno and giving it some tune-up. Now, I know when I mentioned the pops and the bangs, a lot of you said, look, Lee, grow up. It's certainly not what I would be doing. It's going to be nothing like what you think. It's not going to be like one of them M3s that most of the kids drive around in. It's not going to be like a Hurricane. It's just going to have a little bit of a burble. I think they mess around with the ignition timing to make the thing change gear a bit quicker. And obviously, because it's got a new, more flowing exhaust, he's just going to map it up so it all fuels correctly, etc. So, yeah. That's all it'll be. I mean, the thing does burble a little bit now when you're sort of coming down the gears, but yeah, just want it a little bit more. You know, at the end of the day, we're not going to be subtle here, are we? We're not being subtle. It's an orange Lambo. There's nothing subtle about that, so we may as well have the noise to go with it, hadn't we? But yeah, that's it, guys. I think the car's going to be done in the next couple of days, so whether I go up and pick it up all depends on the weather and when we can do it, really. If not, I have got Ben Beveridge that that took it over there. He's coming back next Monday from along that way, so I may get him to pick it up, guys. Not sure yet. Another reason why I may not be able to go and pick it up at the weekend is because I might be taking a little trek down to Penzance. And the reason for that is I've been on the phone to Wayne Greatrix. Now, Wayne is the owner of the Jägermeister replica M330, the one that we're sort of copying, in the Phoenix Orange, and Wayne has invited me down there to have a good look at his car in natural light, because I've only seen it in underneath sort of artificial light, and Wayne said it looks very red. Now I got confused because I got a little tester pot made up. of Inca Orange and Phoenix Orange, and they both look very similar. And I said to Wayne, I'm sure you said yours was Phoenix Orange, and under that light it looks very red and very bright, to be honest, a bit almost fluoro. He said, no, it does, but that is correct. He said, in the tubs, when you see the paint together, they don't look very different, but when you see two cars painted in Inca and Phoenix, very different. He said the Phoenix is a much vibrant, sort of deeper, proper orange rather than the Inca, which is a bit wishy-washy. He said everyone thinks that the original Jägermeister cars were Inca Orange, but they actually weren't. They were Phoenix Orange. So I need to see this car in the natural light. I'm going to be taking you guys down to see it, and Wayne said if it's pretty dry, he'll take me out in the car. So could be a good experience for the channel, guys. Really looking forward to that. And see if we can sort of pick up a few little ideas from Wayne's car when we actually see it in person again. So yeah, it's all happening, guys. I think up until Christmas, we're not going to be seeing a lot going on with these. We're just going to be getting updates on this channel, unfortunately. But next year is the year for this channel. We are going to be out in these cars, enjoying them, doing track days, doing shows, blasting around the streets, at speed limits, mind, and just being a bit leery. Why not? That's what it's all about, isn't it? Enjoying yourself. So yeah, there we are, guys. Until next week. I'll probably do one this week, depending on what's happening. If we get the kit car back, I will do one then. But if not, next week, we should have the Lambo back, the kit car. Let's see what's been going on. Thanks ever so much for watching, guys. Until another video, take it easy. Cheers.